Yo, what's up, family? Welcome back to My Point Exactly. This here is Spot On Sports, the new wave of sports where we're not just accurate, but spot on. I am your host, Jermaine. Got my boy ATM
The
and
Holy One
Tony.
himself.
What's up, guys? How y'all doing?
Good.
Doing good, man. Doing good, man. It's another good week. Getting ready for 2021.
Right.
It's that time.
I think
It's Christmas time, too.
I'm just glad to be here. You know, I don't get to be as cool as y'all do every week.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
you know
my
you're a very selective special guest on our show this week.
Boss man in the building. I love it.
Hey
Right.
man, I always get to talk some sports with my boys.
Well, let's jump into our topics today. Recently in the news, Carson Wentz has been speaking on the situation going on in Philly. Jalen Hurts he's taking his job, man. They've been having a quarterback change, so Wentz flat out just told them, if I'm not going to be the starting quarterback, I'm looking to request a trade. I would like to go find another opportunity somewhere else. Some of us seen this coming. Other of us didn't see it. Hot take trade. He didn't see it coming. But where would be an ideal landing spot for Carson Wentz if he was to lead the Philadelphia Eagles?
You got it? Go ahead.
Yeah. I definitely want to start because before I get into my hot take, I want to talk about the fact that I actually don't 100% blame Carson Wentz, because think about what it does to a quarterback's confidence to know, even though he's the $100 million man and things like that, he is not the leader of that team. His team does not have faith in him anymore. And I personally believe since he was benched, no teammates have came out. Nobody's like they want Carson Wentz back. They're winning. They're playing good. They're galvanizing around Jalen Hurts. It's not just like they're playing exactly the same as they was with Carson Wentz, and then Jalen Hurts is doing superhero things. The team is playing better around the new quarterback. So how do you think that would feel for the leader's confidence? And once a quarterback's confidence is shot, they got to go somewhere else, or their career is going to be, it's going to start to get derailed. We've seen what happened to the likes of Josh Rosen and stuff like that. Now, here's my hot take. I personally believe that Carson Wentz should go to the New Orleans Saints. I believe as though they should go ahead and get rid of Jameis Winston. If they want to get a quarterback that's going to make mistakes, get a quarterback with more upside. You put Carson Wentz around Sean Payton, around those weapons. Michael Thomas is locked up. Emmanuel Sanders is locked up. Cook is locked up. Alvin Kamara is locked up. So with all of those things, I personally feel as though the best case scenario would be for him to go to the Saints. I know they get rid of some of those quarterbacks. They give it a couple of the players that's already on 1 years right now. They can definitely fit him in under the cap, and it'd be a good replacement for Drew Brees as well. Because I don't know, man. I don't like Jameis Winston. I don't like Jameis Winston. And Taysom Hill is not a quarterback. He's a gadget player. He needs to be a backup, and he can stay the backup. You got Carson Wentz starting, Taysom is the backup, and then Jameis can go to Philly.
Man, Anthony said a mouthful on that, but I think I feel like I have to kind of go back and talk about how we got to this point. And a little in defense of what Ant was saying, when so many things have happened in Philadelphia where Carson at the end of the day was not the guy, when I have to turn around and I see Nick Foles as my starting quarterback, when I have to turn around and I see another guy as my starting quarterback, when I have to turn around and I see Jalen Hurts as my starting quarterback, like that can mess with a quarterback psyche. Now, for Philadelphia, they got bigger questions. Who really is their starter next season? Is it Jalen Hurts? Is it possibly once again Carson Wentz? And usually we can all say once a quarterback loses his spot, he loses his spot. It's just no going back. And yeah, they're galvanizing behind Jalen Hurts right now. The team looks re-energized. They look a lot of things that the Carson Wentz-led Eagles are not. But for the Eagles, they are only coming out of their second year of paying Carson Wentz the money that they just gave him. There's so many things wrong with what's going on right now that has to be addressed to the point where you can honestly say Carson Wentz could be still competing for a starting spot for the Philadelphia Eagles next season, just based on the locked-in money that Philadelphia gave him. They gave this man over $100 million. Anthony said it earlier. And so you look at Jared Goff. Hell, you can even look at the Cowboys and see now why they didn't give Dak Prescott the money that they did give him, and bless his heart and breaking his foot earlier this season. That's why you don't put that type of money into these guys. And we can say watching Carson coming out of North Dakota State, if we really see a North Dakota State quarterback being this successful 5-6 years into the NFL, no, we didn't. We didn't know where he came from when he got drafted. No, people wonder how is he the second best or first best quarterback that was in as bad as in this thing, but I can honestly say that I think it's worth looking for Philadelphia to see if Jalen Hurts, and we love him, we love what he's doing. It's always ecstatic to see a young quarterback zip around the field and run and throw 4 touchdowns when there's no film on him.
This is true.
It's so much more different. And we won't see the same Jalen Hurts coming in the next season. With 4 games of film study for coaches to be able to look at and dissect. And so they still need to ask, because here's one thing I will say about the Eagles. The Eagles are kind of at fault for what's going on with Carson Wentz as well. They didn't have good enough pieces.
Right.
You got Greg Ward at receiver. Well, Alshon showed that he couldn't stay healthy. Deshaun showed he couldn't stay healthy. Marquise Goodwin decided to opt out for the season. So Miles Sanders gets hurt. So Carson can look back and say, well, damn.
How much blame is mine?
Yeah, how much blame is mine? How much of this is my fault? And so it's easy for coaches in the NFL and the league and owners to say, we're good on you, thanks. But you got to look at the mirror and say, well, how much of this did we put him under pressure to actually perform in a COVID season?
Before we go anywhere else, you know what's gonna be kind of messed up about this whole situation? I personally feel like Carson Wentz is good with the Eagles if Doug Peterson was to go somewhere else. But because Jalen Hurts is winning a couple of games, I have a feeling that they're going to get rid of Carson Wentz instead of Doug Peterson, and I feel like that's the incorrect answer.
I said the same thing last week, man. I feel like
they're literally going to fire the wrong person.
Job. He's saving his job.
Yeah. And
they're going to fire the wrong person.
And I guess more of my point as far as teams that he could go to.
Just something quick.
You know what?
Indianapolis Colts.
I was going to say that because their offensive coordinator was there. I think that was the easiest thing to go. But I think the Indianapolis Colts could reinvest in Phillip Rivers for probably another season because I think they like what he's done down there.
Right.
Obviously, you can look at
Phillip ain't winning nothing.
The defense is. I totally agree. They're top 5. I think you can look at Jacksonville. Obviously, you can look at the Jets. Maybe the Jets could be a good
Jacksonville's going to get Trevor.
Y'all got to remember.
Maybe,
New England too.
Wentz out there that could change a lot.
New England. Nope.
Nah, he doesn't seem like a Bill Belichick type of guy. He doesn't seem like
his confidence already shot right now. He's not ready for that mentally. He don't got that in his spirit right now.
He might need that for his career
right now. You know, Bill Belichick needs a real quarterback.
I'll throw one out there who we're not thinking about. Matt Nagy and the Chicago Bears. That's a
good one. That's a good one.
To replace Nick Foles.
Carson Wentz and Allen Robinson. And they already got David Montgomery.
That'd be crazy.
Nick Foles replaces Carson Wentz, and then Carson Wentz comes back and replaces Trubisky.
Full 360, man.
Full 360.
Full circle.
That'd be crazy. Nah, that's a hot take right there.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it too. That's a hot take. I feel bad for Carson. But at the same time, he got to play better. He has to play better. We can't just sit here and make excuses. We're making excuses to say that he's not trash. But at the same time, he's playing kind of trash. So we need him.
And I'll say this last thing, and then we can move on. It's very uncanny to see a quarterback be an MVP candidate. And then you regress into the state that Carson Wentz is in. Again, I think it's a lot of it's mental. More than his physical.
His confidence shot, man.
His confidence might be shot, and it's just time. It actually may be time in that regard to move on.
Right. I agree.